Hi guys, this is your host and host Suhail Mathur, and I welcome you to a brand new episode of Superstars with Suhail, where the questions will be sharp and the responses hopefully sharper. And the superstar over here with us on today's episode is a man of various talents and a young man of various talents, may I add. He is not only a motivational speaker across colleges and universities, but he's also a best-selling author. He's also a mythologist, and he's one of the foremost voices of literature coming from the Northeast. And he has done all of it at a very young age, as you all can see. Ladies and gentlemen, proud to present to you our author and my good friend Antar. Antar, how are you?
Thank you, Suhail. I'm really good, and that was one hell of an introduction. And it's really good to be, coming from you. I have always looked up to you as a mentor, as a friend, and any sort of commendation that comes from your end, it's like a tonic to me, to be really honest.
Thank you so much for the kind words. So I'll tell you very quickly about our show. So our show has 13 segments, and you only need to promise us three things. Number one, you will be quick and fast. Number two, you will be frank and honest. And number three, nothing that comes your way should shock you. Okay? With those three things firmly in place, let's move ahead with the first of our 13 segments, which is called Pehli Baar Hai. So now, Antar, in segment 1, what we would be doing is we would be chronicling the 5 firsts of our authors. So I'll be asking you 5 questions about your first, and you have to give me quick responses with a bit of background to it so that our viewers can, understand it better. So without further ado, here is the first of your first crush.
I don't remember, but I hope that was some teacher back in school when I was really a kid. That is what I remember. I don't remember exactly, but she was like probably maybe an English teacher.
English teacher, and which class were you in?
Perhaps I was in the 4th or 5th standard.
Okay, nice, interesting. And I'm assuming obviously that you did not ever tell her, so because she was a teacher.
Yeah, of course, I didn't.
Alright, okay, the next one. Your first salary and how did you spend it?
My first salary came out of the books of a book that I wrote in 2009. So 500 copies sale with it. I don't remember the exact figures, but I had returned everything to my parents except using some of them to buy more books.
So wonderful.
What I did.
That is the loveliest answer we've heard. Writing books and then investing it into reading books further. Don't we all love that? So great. Your first vehicle.
It was a scooty, Yamaha, 2011, right after my 10th.
Okay, nice. And you bought it or was it gifted to you by your parents?
No, that was gifted after my 10th results by my parents.
Okay, wonderful. So did they gift you a scooty because you did well, or were you initially promised a car and you got a scooty after the results?
I was promised a car. Like my parents, in fact, after 12th, my father said that he's going to give me a Verna if I make it to the North Campus in economics. I did make it, but my father said that was only for an encouragement.
Okay. All right. No worries. At least you did make it, so that's good. Okay. Your first literary memory.
First literary memory has to be, I was very young. I was in 3rd or 4th standard. Again, I had a fight or some kind of disopinion with a friend. So I was like really sad and I didn't know how to deal with it. It was my mother who said that write it down, writing works. And that time it was the first time that I expressed myself in words and I wrote them down and I shared it with my friend. Of course it impacted and it was not that of a, heart-stirring kind of a writing, but I understood the power of words right that itself.
Wonderful. No, that's good. I mean, writing leads to, clarifying so many issues, and you used it as a medium of expression where you learned it for the first time. So I think that's a very practical answer. And the last one in the first segment is, how did the idea of your first book with the bookmakers germinate? So it is, of course, The Clash of Harihara. How did the idea of the book come about?
It was like I wanted to do something that I could have an original voice for. So I thought that this is a story that I've always heard as a legend in my own hometown of Tejpur in Assam. So I thought that I could do justice to this story because not many people know about it. And even if they know it, I don't think they would have been able to write it the way I would do. And then of course, I was thinking where to go, where to take it forward. And then I remember that, I met Suhail in Gurgaon Lit Fest. That was in 2019.
Correct.
And like you asked me, you told me about this story once, and you also asked me about some more Assam-centric stories as far as I remember. And then I said, why not let me reconnect with it. Initially, I'd be confessing this today. I was never thinking that perhaps you won't be accepting my manuscript or something of that sort. So I was really glad the day.
No, I think it's very interesting. In fact, I still remember our conversation, because the moment you mentioned the idea, I told you that at some point of time I was also planning to write about the same story, because it fascinated me. It's a story from Indian mythology which not too many people are aware of. So anyone who's hearing us or seeing us, it's a story from post the Mahabharat war, where Lord Shiv and Lord Krishna actually engaged in war with one another. So very interesting. We'll leave it at that, and for all of you to figure out how the story pans out, you've got to order a copy when the book releases shortly, and it's being published by one of India's leading publishing houses, Om Books International. So well done, Antar. The first segment is done, and I take you to segment 2.
That was really interesting.
Yes, which is called the Rocking Rapid Fire. So now in segment 2, as the name suggests, I'll be asking you 10 questions, and you have to answer them in a rocking and a rapid manner. So here we go.
Sure.
The first of your 10. A movie you saw on the sly from your parents.
The Train.
The Train. Alright. An Indian female author or literary personality that you find pretty.
The French pretty. Richa Srivastava Mukherjee.
Alright.
She's really pretty, and she's a dear friend as well.
Nice. Commercial success or critical acclaim?
Commercial success first, and then the critics can come again.
That's good. Alright. Book launches or Lit Fest?
Lit Fest.
Okay, and in fact you've just attended one, so obviously the line of thought is there.
The memories are very
absolutely
fresh as well.
So who's hotter, girl in a sari or girl in a bikini?
Because I'll be honest, girl in a bikini.
Absolutely, I agree with you. In fact, I was having a chat with one of our other authors, Deviru Bhatnagar sir, and he also mentioned the same. And I said there would be one more person who would agree with us, and that would be Charles Sobraj. Because he is the bikini killer at the end of the day. Okay.
Right.
So, an Indian actor you'd like to date?
Well, Indian actor I'd like to date. I've never thought about it much, but I'd love to go on a date with Mr. Shah Rukh Khan. Obviously, I'd love to go on a date with him.
Okay, with Shah Rukh Khan. Alright, I was thinking you'll probably take a feminine name, but interesting that you came up with Shah Rukh. That's good. Alright, naughty or nice?
Naughty.
Naughty. Alright, movies or web series?
Web series. There's more depth.
Okay. An Indian book you wish you had written?
I wish I wrote the first of the, Shiva trilogy, Immortals of Benluha. I would have been Amish Tripathi today.
Okay. Mind, body or soul? The aspect that impresses you the most?
Soul.
Soul. Alright, so some very frank, nice, honest answers coming in over there. And with that, we've finished segment 2. Now we move to segment 3, which is equally fun. It's called Pucho To Jaane. So in Pucho To Jaane, what has happened is that an author from the book Bakers has asked you a question. So not only do you have to first answer the question, after that I'll be giving you 3 options and you have to guess who has asked you that question. And here is where there is a 3 idiots connection with it. So if you're able to answer correctly in the first go, you are like Amir Khan or Rancho of the class, the topper. If you answer in the second attempt, you're like Farhan, Madhavan, somewhere in the middle. And well, if you're unable to answer, then you are like Raju, played by Sharman Joshi. Clearly, a place you would not want to be in a class. So, okay. So, without further ado, here we go with your question, my friend. And your question is a very fun one. And the question is, if you were a milkshake, which flavor would you be and why?
Milkshake, then I guess vanilla, because I think that's the most popular one, And if I'm wrong, then I'd want to be the one that's that's the most popular one.
Yeah, you would be, if which shake were you to be, and you'd say vanilla. But if I was to ask Aishwarya Rai which shake would she be, she would say Abhishek, right?
Abhishek. Right.
All right. Okay, so you've answered that well, and now you have to tell me who's asked you that question. So there are three options that I'm going to give you. Has this question been asked to you by Vadhan? Has this question been asked to you by Inaya Gala? Or has this question been asked to you by Nilutpal Gohain?
Nilutpal Gohain.
And that is absolutely wrong. So that's not the right answer. Okay, so you have two options. Has it been asked by Vadhan or has it been asked by Inaya Gala?
Vadhan.
Well, Vadhan this time is the right answer. So you've got it. You've got it on a second attempt. So you are Madhavan of the class, Farhan. So not bad. You got it in the second attempt.
Yeah, that's good. That's fine. That's fine.
That's good. That's good. I think it's a good response. I added Inaya also because the question might have been, something that you'd associate more with the youngsters of the country. All right. Well done. And now we move to segment 4, which is called Best and the Worst. So in Best and the Worst, I'll be asking you a few of your favorite things and a few things that you absolutely abhor. So here we go, Antar. Your favorite dish?
It has to be any form of mutton.
Okay. The yuckiest dish you've ever had?
Yuckiest dish that I've ever... Sushi. I could not appreciate it.
Your all-time favorite film?
My Name is Khan.
And the worst movie you've ever seen?
Worst movie that I've ever seen. I think I will go for Race 3.
Race 3. Alright. So I think I know the answer to this, but your favorite actor?
Okay. Okay. I think most of them would know. Shah Rukh Khan by a far margin.
Okay. The best and the worst film of your favorite actor?
Best film has to be obviously My Name is Khan now, and the worst I would say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh, okay. It wasn't that bad also to be the worst, but okay, fair enough. I'm sure he's done quite a few bad ones in the earlier part of his career, but
yeah, I would agree, but those are not so sharp in the memory as of now. So Happy New Year is something that in the last few years.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So your favorite song?
Falak Tak Chal from the movie Tashan. It's so soothing.
Nice. It's a good song. A hit or a popular song that you do not like or did not like?
I would say most of the songs that come out these days. I have stopped listening to Bollywood songs say post 2014.
Okay. Fair enough. Your least favorite actor?
My least favorite actor. That's a difficult one. Least favorite. This is really difficult. Least favorite, who would I call? Maybe Tiger Shroff or Ananya Pandey.
Okay, fair enough. So you would have thoroughly enjoyed Student of the Year too, right? Okay, so because both of them were there. So now the question is the worst movie of your least favorite actor. So the worst movie of Tiger Shroff would be which one?
It has to be Baghi 3.
Baghi 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the question is slightly different, but I'll tweak it because, of course, you are not married as of now, but I know that you have a steady girlfriend. So the question is the best thing. The original question was the best thing about your spouse, but I'm going to tweak it and I'll say the best thing about your girlfriend.
No matter what, she will stick with me. No matter what.
All right. And one thing you would like to change in her?
I think she can be more productive. She should be, she should push herself a bit more, especially from the career perspective.
Okay.
And join bookmakers pretty soon.
Yeah. I mean, as long as she's not standing at the edge of a cliff, she can push herself as much as she wants.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes. So that's done, and that brings me to segment 5, which is called Dimag Ka Dahi. So, Antar, in
Okay.
Dimag Ka Dahi, I'll be asking you a tongue twister, and just if I'm in the mood, I may ask you one more. Alright? So, here goes a brain teaser, and you have to answer it at the earliest. Okay? So, here is your brain teaser. So, एक गूंगा होता है, वो एक स्टोर में जाता है, उसको टूथब्रश चाहिए होता है. नाउ द शॉपकीपर इज रियली स्मार्ट. तो शॉपकीपर के पास जाता है, ऐसे ऐसे करता है. शॉपकीपर समझ जाता है उसको टूथब्रश चाहिए, उसको टूथब्रश दे देता है, एंड दैट गाय गोज अवे. थोड़ी देर बाद एक ब्लाइंड मैन आता है वहां पर, उसको स्पेक्स चाहिए होती है. कैसे मांगेगा? पहले एक आदमी आया, उसको टूथब्रश चाहिए था, उसने ऐसे ऐसे किया. फिर एक ब्लाइंड मैन आया, उसको स्पेक्स चाहिए. कैसे मांगेगा?
I think the blind man would, open the specs that he's wearing as of now, and then just show it, and he would get to know that he just need another pair of the same.
Okay, so the answer is बोलेगा. He'll ask for it.
Okay, right. Right.
He'll ask for
right,
it when
very
specs
true.
So okay, so that was the trick question, but I think it's fun. So should I give you one more chance to redeem yourself?
Yeah, just I don't know if I pulled myself more down. Let's take a
see.
chance. Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is a fun one, and that is Arnold
Okay.
Schwarzenegger has a long one. Michael J. Fox has a small one. Madonna doesn't have one, and the Pope doesn't need one. What? Arnold Schwarzenegger has a long one. Michael J. Fox has a small one.
Small one.
Madonna doesn't have one, and the Pope doesn't need one.
Wife or a partner?
No, that's not the right answer. Should I give you the answer?
Yeah, I think I would pass this.
So the answer is a surname.
Okay, right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger has a long one.
Right.
So answer is a surname, but we all love the way your mind was working in. So good job over there, Antar. All right. So with that, we come to the end of segment 5 and now move to segment 6, which is called Never Have I Ever. So Antar, you know the book.
Okay.
Never Have I Ever. What you need to do
Absolutely.
is you need to show us your 10 fingers. Okay. And I'll ask you 10 questions. So with everything that you've done, put a finger down. Okay. If you've not done something, tell me and I will move to the next question. And at the end, let's see how many fingers remain intact. All right. We are only able to see
So
one
sorry,
hand of yours right now. You'll have to show us
Yeah,
both.
if I have done it, then I should drop my finger, right?
That is correct. And if you've not done it, you tell me. I'll move to the next one. So here we go. Never have I ever stolen in a shop.
I have done it.
So one finger down.
Yeah.
Beaten someone from the opposite gender.
No, I haven't done it.
Kissed someone from the same gender.
I think I did it once when I was in 10th, but that was like, a very ratio. You cannot call it a kiss per se.
But
Still, yeah, I just, pegged it.
You can put it down, that's okay.
Truth and dare tha, to फिर I did it. Yeah.
Chalo,
yeah.
ठीक है, good. Made an excuse to not pay the restaurant bill.
No.
Okay. Stalked the profile of an ex.
I never had an ex.
Okay. Got drunk at a party.
Absolutely.
Okay. Had naughty thoughts about an office colleague.
No.
Okay. Kissed in public.
Yeah.
Okay. Used a pickup line to impress someone.
Yeah.
Okay. And lied about your actual location to somebody.
Perhaps I have done it, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we have 2 fingers remaining intact, which means 8 on 10, 80%. That's quite good, Antar. You've done some interesting things in your life. And it was good to know about it
life
because
interesting honi chahiye, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, because you've given some very honest and frank responses, so it's quite nice. And with that, we come to segment 7, which is my favorite segment, and it is called Main Hoon Kaun. So now in Main Hoon Kaun, Antar, I would be giving you 3 clues about a particular personality, and you have to guess that personality. So if you're able to do it in either the first or the second clue, you receive an advantage for one of the future rounds. But if you give a wrong answer, then you will also be liable to a penalty. So think if you would want to answer. If you do not want to answer, you can pass and I'll ask you the next clue. In the third chance, obviously, you can take a wild guess. There are no negatives, but there are no positives either. Alright? So, without further ado, here we go. Your first question, your first clue about your celebrity is, or personality is, born in the town of Sivasagar, I got married to a man called LG Kovar. I got married to a man called LG Kovar.
Second hint, please.
Okay. A day in my honor is celebrated every year on March 27th.
No, I'd like to pass.
Okay. The third clue is Jyoti Prasad Agarwal and Manju Bora have made films on me.
No, sorry.
You can take a wild guess.
Even that is becoming difficult. Maybe Prashad Agarwal, Shiva Sagar. No, I'd like to pass.
Okay. So the answer is Joymati, the Ahom queen, Joymati. So
Queen Jamati, you. Okay.
So
what
Jyoti
was
Prasad,
the
Jyoti Prasad Agarwal and Manju Bora are the two people who made movies. Jyoti Prasad Agarwal made it in 1935 and Manju Bora in around 2006. A day in her honor, which is called the Joymati Divas, is celebrated on March 27th. She was born in Siv Sagar, and here is the trick part. LG Kovar is Langi Gadapani Kovar. So that is his full name. So if I would have given you Gadapani, you would have already known who it was. So that's a trick part. LG Kovar was his name. So
for that very reason, I mean, I was so confused. Otherwise, the answer was pretty simple. I was going for Joymati, but I just couldn't think that how can Joymati be LG Kovar? That became really difficult.
Absolutely. So still, nonetheless, interesting at least, and that brings us to segment 8, which is called Picture Abhi Baki Hai Mere Dost. So, Antar, in Picture Abhi Baki Hai Mere Dost, what we'll discuss is the possible star cast of your upcoming book. So, we've discussed Clash of Harihara. So now, my question to you would be that, obviously the book is centered around Lord Krishna's grandson, Aniruddha, if I'm not mistaken, right? And the girl he goes to win over. And of course, then Lord Shiv and Krishna fight because they are on opposite sides, simply because the father of the girl is a devotee of Lord Shiv, right? So my question to you is that who would you cast as Anirudh, who would you cast as the girl, and who would you cast as the girl's evil father if given an opportunity? We are keeping the gods aside to honor sentiments, but you can tell me about these three.
Okay, for Anirudh, I'd say as of now, Ranbir Kapoor would be my top choice.
Okay.
For the female protagonist, I would say Deepika or Alia Bhatt.
Okay.
And the evil, I think I would go for. Has to be a bulky and this kind of a person. Maybe Rana Daggubatti. I think he would do really great in that role.
Okay. So well, that's how your dream star cast would be, big budgeted and magnum opus. But things work slightly differently in our part of the world. So what we've done is that we have created these two boxes. One has the names of male actors, the other has the names of lady actors. And what we'd be doing is we'd be swirling this, and you have to ask me to stop. The moment you ask me to stop, I'll pick up 3 chits for that particular character. And then you have to tell me which one would you want, 1, 2, 3. And whichever one is chosen becomes the character or the actor who will play that role. Okay, so let's start with Anirudh first. Let me know when you'd want me to stop.
Stop, please.
Okay, so let's pick out 3. That's 1. That is 2. That is 3. So 1, 2, 3. Which one would you prefer?
Third.
Okay. So you keep 1 and 2 back. Now let's also choose the father at the same time. So
Right. Stop, please.
okay, that's 1. That is 2, and that is 3. So 1, 2, 3. Which one?
1.
So we'll see who it is later on. Let's
Okay.
see the
Female
girls.
protagonist. Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, please stop.
Okay. So okay, there are many entangled together. That's 1. Okay. That is 2, and that is 3. So 1, 2, 3. Which one?
Yep. Number 3 again.
Okay, 3. So let's see what your cast looks like. Interesting, very interesting. So I'll start out with the least interesting one, which will make you very happy.
Okay.
So the role of the
Okay.
heroine would be played by your choice, Deepika Padukone.
Wow.
Okay, Deepika Padukone
Wow.
will eventually play the role. So good work over there. Now the role of the young, dashing, dynamic
Anirudh.
would be played by Govinda.
Oh.
Okay, would be played by Govinda, and the role
You
of
would
the
have to use
father.
a lot of VFX.
And as you said, that
Make it look
you
young.
needed someone bulky, muscular, and tall for the role of the evil father. Your evil father's role is going to be played by the one and only Kamal Rashid Khan, KRK. So it's going to be an
I was about to
interesting.
tell you that we should start looking for a producer, but now no, we need to first start looking for a casting director.
So this is interesting. So Deepika Padukone romancing Govinda and Deepika's father Kamal Rashid Khan. Interesting.
Okay,
It
that
can
is
at
a
least be an
disaster
OTT.
of this-
It can be an OTT release to play it safe.
That would be a parody. I mean, फिर तो सस्ते में हो जाएगा. If it's a parody, let's pitch it as a parody.
All right. So with that done, let's go to segment 9, which is called "What Would You Do." So, as the name suggests, what would you do? I'd be asking you 10 things, 10 situations, and you have to tell me what would you do if you woke up as
Yep.
Bobby Darling.
I'd like to know myself better.
Okay. If Urfi Javed was your fashion designer.
I think I'd be experimenting a lot, at least for a week or two.
Okay. If you became the PM for a day.
I'll stop doing divisive politics.
Okay. If Arjun Kapoor came to you to play you in your biopic, what would you tell him?
Would be more than happy, if
Oh.
it's because my biopic's getting made at the first point.
All right. If you had the power of invisibility.
Power of invisibility. This is one of those powers that I think I won't ever like to use because I'm a very, big endorser of the right to privacy and privacy as such. So that is something that I won't like to.
Okay. If your cell phone fell into the toilet.
I'll pick it up unless
Okay.
it's a public toilet and it's not an iPhone.
Okay. If God came in front of you.
I think I would like to know myself better and my relationship with the entire universe. Maybe I'd
Okay.
like to find a more better purpose in my life.
All right. I thought you'd say that I'd ask him for some more stories to write books on. Okay.
No, that I can do on my own.
All right. If you were swimming and somebody stole your clothes.
If there's nobody around, I would come out, and if there are people around and I need a controversy, then also I'd come out.
Okay. If you found yourself inside the Big Boss house.
I just want to know first that how much of it is scripted and how much is so candid. that would be my first curiosity.
Okay, and the last one is if someone change your gender.
I think I would understand women better, and maybe I can write a good non-fiction book on it.
Okay, very creative, very different, very honest answers over there, and that takes us successfully to segment 10, which is called What Next. So, Antar, while we know that your next work is up for release very soon, just give us a quick insight without revealing too much in 30 seconds about what next can the readers expect from you after that book. What are you currently working on?
I'm currently working on something that's a mix-up of folklore and supernatural, and it's I would say that's very native to the place I belong to, of Assam. And I think these will be really those kind of experiences in which you are going to question yourself whether they exist or not.
Okay, very interesting. Sounds very interesting, and also sounds like a genre-bending book for you because you're moving out of your comfort zone. So I think all the readers, all the people who read Antar's books should definitely look out for that. Alright, and that brings me to my next segment, which is segment 11, and it is called Joke Time. So as the name suggests, in Joke Time, Antar, you either have to tell us a joke or you have to recount a funny or hilarious anecdote from your life.
Okay. Anecdote would work better, I would say.
Sure. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so this happened, let me tell you this. This happened during my first visit to the World Book Fair. Maybe that was in 2015 or 16.
Okay.
I was there, and that time there was Kevin Missel. He was out with his first book, Kalki, first book. And he standing on, the stall of Fingerprint. And I was looking around and I was talking to him. I thought that I thought that perhaps he was a salesperson. And then I thought that maybe he was associated with a publishing house. For once, never I thought that, that he could have been, the author. And I was kind of pitching my ideas to him. And then he said, "Bhai, main khud hi author hu." So tum thoda ruk jao, log aane wale. So that is fresh because recently in the Gomti Fest we met and we recollected that. So, I think that is something that everyone can, connect, especially authors and everyone. So I think that would be a good anecdote.
All right, interesting. So that's a funny one. That's good to know that you guys had a reunion of sorts, and this time as equals and sitting on the same panel for a literary festival. So that's great work done. And now we come to a penultimate segment, which is called Zaban Sambhal Ke, segment 12. So in Zaban Sambhal Ke, Antar, I would be giving you the option to choose from 6 tongue twisters. You have 6 tongue twisters from 1 to 6 in no particular order of difficulty. So you have to just choose any one, and I'll tell you what it is, and then you have to say it 10 times. So which number would you like to pick? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which one?
3. 3 has been generally luckier number for me.
Okay, so number 3 is Kacha Kaddu, Pakka Kaddu. So you have to say it 10 times. Kacha Kaddu, Pakka Kaddu. 10 times.
Kacha Kaddu, Pakka Kaddu. 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 Kacha Kaddu, Pakka Kaddu.
Nice. So you've done it. You've completed the 10. A little hiccup here or there during the course, but nonetheless, more or less, it was on target. So at least a 7.5 or 8 on 10 was the score, which is quite nice. So we appreciate the.
Is there a hamper at the end that you'll be sending me?
Yes, I will be sending you both a Kacha Kaddu and a Pakka Kaddu to your house. Okay. So you have 2 hampers coming your way, and good job done. And that brings me to our final segment, which is called segment 13, TBB Shoutout. So Antar, in TBB Shoutout, you need to tell us how has your experience been working with the book bakers, and what do you make out of our show Superstars with SUHAIL?
Okay, first of all, let me start with the book bakers. Before being associated with book bakers, I had a general perception about the entire literary agency and the stuff, that, they're generally not so helpful people and stuff like that. I'll be really honest.
Sure.
And also, there is a hierarchy, like, you cannot approach every literary agent in the country. But I was a bit dicey even when I was working with you, because that was what I had heard from everyone, that nahi hota, itna aasani se nahi hota. They also like the publishers, but the way you have taken me forward, it's really amazing. And the best part is that we have not stopped at one book. I mean, even one book of mine with you is not out yet, although we have a deal, but it's not out yet. And yet we are collaborating on more projects. And the way you treat your writers, I feel special, really, Suhail. Whenever I talk to you, I feel special, and I think that's the biggest thing that any mentor or any literary agent can do. And about this show, I think now I want to go to Coffee with Karan more, and so I'd like to become a much bigger author and maybe work in Bollywood permanently. And that was really, really great.
Thank you. So I think firstly, thank you so much.
I don't want it to end.
Thank you for the kind words, and it's true. You know what Antar is saying. I think we have that vibe, and we are also open to discussing new ideas. In fact, he told you about a horror book. There is another one that he's in the initial stages of discussing, which is another non-fiction true crime book. So you'll see Antar do a lot of things which are varied, and of course, coming back to his core strengths, mythology in the middle as well. So yes, looking forward to all these lovely books. And it was very interesting that just before the interview, he asked me that, bhai, it is just the two of us now, I don't have to prepare anything as such for the interview. I said, no, you just come, it'll be the two of us, we'll chill and we'll have fun. So I definitely had fun, because your answers were fun, your answers were engaging, and your answers were most importantly honest. And I'm sure each and every person who sees this interview will also feel that. So thank you so much for being part of our show, Superstars with Suhail, Antar. And I'd like to thank all our viewers for being part of this. I'll be back with another brand new episode of Superstars with Suhail, with another superstar. But till then, it is Suhail Mathur and Antar Atreya signing off. Take care and cheers.
Thank you. Take care, Suhail.